Well, greetings and salutations, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well, and welcome to today's very interesting bonus upload. Before we jump into it, a couple links. As many of you know, I rely on Patreon, PayPal, and channel membership to help the channel to continue to grow and go. Links to Patreon, PayPal, and channel membership is in the description below. Merch displayed directly under the video. Also, Dogman Frightening Encounters, Volume 1 through 3, the audiobook versions. They were written and researched by Tom Lyons, narrated and produced by me, Jeff Nadolny. Those audiobooks are available on Audible, Amazon, and iTunes, links to which are also in the description as well. And finally, last but definitely not least, if you'd really like to help support the channel to continue to grow and go, simply subscribe. It does not cost a cent. Click that like button, takes half a second. If you don't want to miss out on any of the informative uploads I put out daily, click that bell icon, and folks, please leave a comment. Why? Well, because all of these things really do help the channel to continue to grow and go. They are definitely appreciated and they do matter. Now, everyone, I have taken far too much of your time. Let's jump in to today's bonus, shall we? Throughout the years of researching and interviewing different people, I have had quite a few people in law enforcement, in park ranger positions, military positions, etc., reach out, share experiences, and then there's always that media corroboration. And I love that when that happens. Like when the Border Patrol agent reached out. There was a channel that, after I did the upload, said, that's made up. A week later, there is 2 Border Patrol agents that had died of mysterious death, and in the media, exactly right where this Border Patrol agent said everything went down. So that corroborated everything he said. Park ranger from North Carolina. Woman, a mom, son, daughter, attacked by air quotes bear, and daughter did not survive. Mother and son airlifted to hospitals. It was a Dogman attack, and there was corroboration from the media, but I believe what the park ranger said more so than the media, just because the media is run by the government. You know, it gets 80% of its financing is through big pharma, big tech, big oil, military, industrial, etc. So they're paid to essentially lie to us. And there was a account with a state trooper who had 2 horrific Dogman experiences and witnessed a Dogman attack a civilian, kill him, and then media corroboration. Well, here it is. Today's upload is very interesting, and I will tell you why right off the bat. So, a Pennsylvania state trooper reached out to me back in 2019, and he shared 2 experiences with me. And the one led into me researching and looking into a disappearance. Now, I really enjoy when police officers or military personnel reach out to me and share their experiences, because they have to deal with something that the vast majority of us don't have to deal with, and that's called keeping their jobs and their credibility. Now, I find it very interesting and very cool that police officers, active police officers or active military, will show the courage to share their experiences. just because they have to deal with the bullcrap that follows. So here is the encounters, and then I will share with you the missing persons report and what happened afterward. Hey Jeff, I'm at work, working a double. Sorry it took me some time to get back to you. I'm on lunch now. My name's Kevin. I am an African-American male, 34 years old, 6'3", 275 pounds, and I'm in shape. I've been in law enforcement going on 5 years now, recently transferred to Pennsylvania a year ago. 4 months after settling in Pennsylvania, there was a call through dispatch that came through as there was a minivan on the side of the road in a ditch, and the driver believed he had hit a black bear, lost control of the vehicle, and went off the side of the road. A few minutes later, it approached the van and tried to get in. It's a husband, his wife, and their 13-year-old son, so at the time, I was the closest one to the scene, 5 minutes west on 78 West. So, I get to the described area. It took me 10 minutes to find them. I approached the vehicle. There's claw marks an inch deep. I announced myself to them. They're all hysterically sobbing. I'm trying to calm them down. I asked where the bear was. It must have heard you coming, so it took off. I called for the emergency services, and they were 20 minutes out. They did not want to get out of their van. As I assured them, it was gone, so I can see who was injured. At that point, I heard a very low, powerful growl from behind. I was facing the family, my back to the woods. Looking at the husband's eyes, big as saucers, I knew the bear had returned. Slowly, I unholstered my service pistol, and the time which was a 9mm. I slowly turned around and realized this is no bear. Standing 4 feet away on all fours was a monstrosity. It stood up and let this roar out, which messed with my mobility. I couldn't move, and me and my pea shooter against this 8-foot beast, I was no match. I'm the only thing between him and the family as I looked into those orangish, hellfired eyes, hair blacker than the night. I knew what its intentions were. I'm going to kill you and eat you, and there isn't a thing that you can do to stop me. Shooting at it would have just upset it. I had no choice, so I took aim for a headshot. It charged, and I fired 2 shots. I missed, the other grazing its ear. It started running in a zigzag pattern. I fired 3 more shots. They missed, fired 1, and I hit it in the ass, and it yelped. Fired 1, hitting it in the thigh as it took off. EMS show up, and it never returned. Police report. Deformed bear with rabies attacked. Critically was fired and took off. A large amount of paperwork for firing my weapon and the amount of bullets used. I've had nightmares for months, finding me at home and ripping me to shreds. Well, that's all for my first encounter. And I will send you my second very soon. The second email received. I found out 80% of police departments know about these creatures and have certain people within the organization that take over cryptid reports. Because once I turned in my report, I spoke with a person who I had never met before, asking about specific things. I quote, "Tell me everything you can remember about this so-called black bear," which I did. After the questioning, I went to my supervisor, asking him who that was and why so interested in the animal. His response is above all of our pay grade. Be sure to comply and you'll be fine. At lunch tonight, I will send you my last encounter, which turned into a missing person and government cover-up. Second encounter, third email. Jeff, how's it going? I hope you're doing well.
Ever since my first encounter, I am heavily strapped 90% of the time with a high-powered sidearm or a rifle, always watching my six, since I've been awakened to this new reality. My second encounter only happened by chance because that night it was 40 minutes until my shift was over. There were some local officers responding to a young man in his mid-20s who had threatened someone's life. This took place in the town of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. So as the two officers approached, he took off, cutting through an area inaccessible to vehicles, then later got into a vehicle and took off. They were able to locate the vehicle at, I believe, was South Park, PA, minutes from the last known location. That's where I met up with the two officers. We decided we were going to spend 30 minutes and try to locate who at the time was known as Michael Rickard. I went to my vehicle and grabbed my Desert Eagle, strapped my AR over my back. The two officers had this dude WTF look. We don't think he's that dangerous. I whispered back, this ain't for him. 5 minutes into the search, I saw the telltale signs that something was not right, and I urged the officers to head back. They start laughing, saying, "We got this, you're safe with us." Then in the distance, we hear a man screaming bloody murder, followed by a roar and a howl from another location. My Desert was already unholstered since we started this little trek. We saw a young man in the distance hauling ass to us and something 100 yards away giving chase. As I was about to fire upon the one giving chase, another one had snuck up on us without a noise and stepped out of the brush. The officers were too scared to unholster their weapons. This creature stood 7 foot tall, 300 pounds, brown fur, shark-like teeth, huge eyes, and a long muzzle like a German shepherd. Oh, and extremely ugly. I had a new target, and first shot better count, as it was 20 yards away. As I was ready to fire, I heard another scream. I looked back in the direction of Michael. He and the Dogman were gone. I looked back at the other one, and it was gone. I was able to get the two officers to retreat back to our vehicles. We called our supervisors, told them what had happened, and they met up with us 7 miles from the station with that same guy from my previous encounter. Oh, and he had his partner. They debriefed us and told us we were sworn to secrecy, that we were never here, and we were never at the call for the now missing person. So now we get into the case of Michael Rickard. Bethel Park police searching for missing man wanted on warrants. Bethel Park police say a wanted man who was supposed to turn himself in is now missing. According to police, 25-year-old Michael Rickard was supposed to turn himself in on outstanding warrants on March 7th, but he was reported as missing, endangered through the National Crime Information Center that same day. A Facebook post says Rickard was a Marine veteran, last seen at around 10 a.m. on March 7th. He's described as 5'9", 180, hazel eyes, dark brown, black hair, has a beard, and a short, buzzed hairstyle. He also has tattoos on his upper arm, chest, leg, and stomach. The Facebook post also says Rickard lives along the T-line on Route 88 by Planet Fitness in Bethel Park. Anyone who sees Rickard or knows of his whereabouts is asked to call the Bethel Park Police Department. Now, at this point, no one really knows what happened except the two officers, a state trooper, their supervisors, and the special team that handles these for police departments. But they're serving this warrant, or warrants, multiple, and he runs. And where he runs is this very secluded area in South Park. And the police department or the state trooper and the other police leave because, I mean, you're kind of outnumbered at that point. 2 to 3 dogmen. You're outnumbered. They pretty much left him for dead, which everyone for a while was talking about. Where is he? Here's a Facebook post. He isn't missing, he's on the run. He's facing charges of burglary, yet he isn't considered armed and dangerous, with that stupid thinking emoji. I hate when people use emojis and the shaking my head, SMH and stuff like that. It's so like, and these are adults using it. I mean, kids are kids, but whatever. Maybe he's not alive. Very sad. These are 4-year-old comments. A very sad situation. Bad news reporting. Horrible investigation underway. Ashamed to even read something like this. If he turns up dead, police and news will brush this under a rug because now he is a wanted criminal. Wow. Maybe he's on the run. Praying he's found safe. Praying for his family at such a stressful time. So these are 4 to 3-year-old Facebook comments on the warrant or wanted sign or missing person, whichever you look at. There are 2. Well, in April 2020, they found some bones scattered. April 7th, 2020. Allegheny County Police are investigating the death of a man whose body was found in Bethel Park. The county medical examiner reported Michael Rickard, 27, died at 11:32 a.m. April 6th. He was located near Port Authority trolley tracks in the vicinity of Beagle Drive. Police were called to investigate at 12:16 p.m., according to the report. This is from the Charlie Project. Michael Alexander Rickard, a 24-year-old man who disappeared from Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, March 2018. His remains were found along some railroad tracks in Bethel Park. There isn't much information out there as to when or how he died, but the police are saying foul play is not suspected. Of course, they're going to say that. They say that all the time. Now, if you type in Beagle Drive, Bethel Park, PA, and you go to the map and you satellite image it, you will see where he was found. Railroad tracks and woods. Rural housing, but woods are all around. Now, I will say it again, railroad tracks. We already know that dogmen use waterways and railroad tracks to commute. They are away from people, unless, you're that one person hiking or whatever. Same as waterways. You could be a fisherman on a waterway and see one of these things. But here's the kicker. Allegheny County Police located bones after notified. It took them over 6 hours and 5 police officers to find the bones. They were scattered in an area of 1/8 of a mile. The bones showed marks that were believed to be caused prior death. They looked like tooth marks. The bones were found a half mile to 3/4 of a mile from where the police chase occurred. So what the county medical examiner office reports is there were marks, teeth marks, tooth marks in his bones believed to be caused prior death. I don't know how they can determine that, but apparently they can. And his bones were just strewn about in this lonely area. Unfortunately, it sucks when, you hear it in Virginia all the time, or West Virginia, which this area where he is located is, you're talking not far of a commute to get to West Virginia. I believe you could follow these tracks to get to West Virginia. The police use these tactics, these wanted posters and missing person posters came out after the warrant, when they tried to serve him the warrants. And what are they going to do? Just like that one person said on Facebook. It was a truly brilliant statement. Very sad situation. Bad news reporting. Horrible investigation underway. Ashamed to even read something like this. If he turns up dead, police and news will brush this under the rug because now he is a wanted criminal. 4 years ago, that statement came out about this case. And that's what happened. Literally, his mystery solved news article is 1, 2, 4 sentences. 4 sentences long. Sorry for brushing the paper on top of the mic. I apologize. Very unprofessional. But this is what they do. Prime time, baby. Now you're seeing it. I've said it a million times about how the media and local, state, and federal law enforcement and government use certain words and certain ways, tactics to trick Joe Public into not caring about someone. He's a human being. Regardless of what he did, we're not talking murder or anything else, such terrible crimes like, unspeakable crimes against humanity, murder, and the other ones that go along with that, which I don't want to mention or say, but burglary. Probably had a couple drinks or a drug addiction or something and had to, just like what happens everywhere else. Virginia, West Virginia, all those guys who went missing. Brendan Schools, Honecker. And this is the perfect, right here, how I'm sharing this in the reporting and how it's done is true. The dots are connected. The guy goes missing. The police are well aware of what happened. They come up with a BS missing persons, a BS wanted poster. That way Joe Public doesn't give a crap about what happens to Michael Rickard or anyone else. Just as long as they're safe and warm in their home and not have to worry about anything. It's very disgusting. And this is proof right here that this happens. I know I've said it a million times, and I know you believe me that it happens like this, but now you can actually see it happening. To see it happen is even worse. 4 years ago, Jeff Nichols called it. Very sad situation. Bad news reporting. That's what I say all the time. Horrible investigation underway by the police officers. Shame to even read something like this. Now, if he turns up dead, police and news will brush this under the rug because he's a wanted criminal. This is the times we live in, my friends, where human life is really doesn't matter anymore, unless you're paying the salaries of these newspapers or news reporters or the police department. And if you're a police officer and you cover this up, I'm sure there's a large reward or whatnot. Who knows? It's disgusting, it's sad, and it's tragic. But it happens. And let's just pray it happens to none of us or anyone we know.
There you have it, folks. A very deep and terrifying experience shared by a Pennsylvania state trooper with corroboration from the media. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed sharing it with you. I'd like to thank you all for supporting the channel. It is, after all, your support that keeps the channel growing and going, and what gives folks like us a place and a chance to share our experiences and theories judgment-free, just simply treated with the respect that we all deserve. Everyone, please stay safe, happy, healthy, and ever vigilant. Keeping an eye on our children, the most precious gift we are gifted. Our pets, the greatest alarm system ever. And our friends and family, the people that mean the most to us. Share this information with those you love and care about, and it may just help save their lives someday. Until next time, never stop asking questions, never stop searching for the truth. God bless.